Hello and welcome to the What's Good show. What's God's ultimate design for all mankind? And I'm back with you, and I have the pleasure of introducing my fellow Michigander,
Yes.
Mr. Chadwick.
What's going on, brother?
What's good with you? What up, though?
All is good. All is good, man. Everything is smooth. Just, everything is good. I just thank God and just, I just can't even explain just the vibe and essence of this moment in time right now. So I want to thank you for having me on here, too.
No problem.
Yeah,
No
congratulations on your show, too. This is great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Man, when we first met, it was at one of those functions. It's been so many already.
Yeah, it has.
And we got one more coming up, that MAD, which is Men Against Domestic Violence.
Indeed.
And that's going to take place on October 15th.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody, if you're available to make it, you need to be there, because it's going to be a good time for a good cause.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that we're all we all feel very strongly about this particular topic. And so, yeah, we trying to get that going. No more putting your hands on ladies, dudes. No, ladies, no more putting your hands on men. Everybody just need to practice that Dr. King approach, nonviolence, straight up, because I'm on that. So,
for sure.
Man, I'm looking forward to you performing.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing time. You know, anytime that I get on stage, you know, it's to spread a positive, progressive, and powerful message through what I've been blessed with, you know, which is the gift of art, music, performance. So when y'all called me to get on board for that, I was like, of course, because I respect what y'all do, and the cause what that show and event is for. We need to bring more attention to that.
Most
you know,
definitely.
because it's all about love coming together. A union should be about connectivity and not people, you know, being in fights.
Right.
Because that's not love. You know,
not.
it's about working through that, especially for the children too.
Oh, yeah.
For the sake of your kids, being a great role model and example
Yep.
as a union, you know, and to the community, being leaders, you know, like
That's
the
right.
best situations I know, you know, in marriage and matrimony, those two people, they know that they have, number one, a gift of marriage, and number two, they have a message and to be leaders to bring to the community as one. So
Exactly.
yeah, so I commend y'all for that. Yeah.
Well, thank you, brother. And we got mad love for you too.
Thank you.
You know.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you on behalf of Brothers Empowered.
Indeed.
Yeah, man.
My pleasure.
We're actually looking forward to you becoming a Brother Empowered one of these days.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
unofficially I am one,
Okay,
you know,
okay, yeah,
because I'm a
yeah.
part of what
Most
y'all
definitely.
do, and
Most
you know,
definitely.
just what Charles does, you know,
Mhm.
anything y'all do, I commend. So if I'm available for something, then I'm there, man. So we already Brothers in Power,
Yes,
you know.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Unofficially.
Exactly.
But soon to be official, though.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Right.
sir.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been doing your thing? Because you are a lyricist, and man.
Yeah. I started MCing at the age of, I say 16.
Okay.
Yeah, I was deeply into sports
Okay.
at first and visual arts. Like I started off sketching and painting.
Okay.
My older brother, he was like real good at acrylics and oil paintings. And so observing that really inspired me to start, you know, writing and sketching. But then I learned as I got older that you can express yourself artistically in a lot of different ways. But when I was younger, it was very raw form. So I wasn't writing in song format until maybe I was like 18. But at first it was just like battles in the hallways in high school and writing real long verses instead of actual songs. And my other older brother, Segrin, he was like really big around the way when we were young. He was like, when I was like 13, I think he was like 17. And he was already like out on the scene doing shoe commercials for the city.
All right.
Yeah, for like local shoe businesses and stuff on the radio and all that. Then he moved down to Atlanta and started doing his thing in film.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll say that's when I started, like in high school, and then it just started to hone itself and build. And when I was younger, just the culture of hip hop really just gravitated me towards it. I could really identify and connect with it, you know. So yeah.
Right on, man. Well, hip hop had a huge influence on my life too.
Yeah.
You remember what, I forget what it was called, but you send a penny in on that paper, and you get like 8 tapes for a penny. Do you
Yeah, I
remember
know what
that?
you're talking
It was
about.
some
Yeah.
house. But anyway,
Yeah.
man, I got my first 8, and I had Tupac in there though.
Pac, man.
Yeah, so you know what I was on.
Pac,
in
bro.
Flint.
That whole,
man, I was from
Flint,
Tupac.
MC
I want
Breed,
Tupac. Yep.
you know, Shoestring, Jake the Flake. I'm from Lansing, Michigan.
Right.
So I had friends who went to Flint Northern when I
Right.
was going to Everett High School. We hooped against each other in high
Okay.
school. So we exchanged music.
Definitely.
And I was in a program called KCP, King Chavez Parks,
Okay.
which was for underprivileged youth who had good grades.
Yep.
And they took youth from Lansing, Detroit, Ypsilanti, and Flint.
Okay.
So yeah, I got to shout out Don Juan. You know, if he ever sees this, shout him out. You know, because he's from the Ypsilanti, Flint area.
Okay,
So
okay.
I'm very familiar with
I
Flint.
know a Don Juan too. Well, he was affiliated with Fleet Mob.
Okay,
You
I
know?
remember Fleet Mob back in the day. Yeah, yep. I don't know if that's the same Don Juan.
Fleet Mob was us though in Lansing, man. That was us.
Yeah, I remember Fleet Mob. Yeah,
Okay.
yep.
Yep.
You taking me right
Yeah.
to South Lansing
Told
and
you,
North
yeah,
Lansing.
South Lansing, that
yep.
was us.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pine Brook and
Yep.
Coach
exactly.
Light. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
That's what's
man.
up.
Yes, sir. Told you.
Wow, you just
Well,
took me
I'm-
like right back
Yep.
to like around the way where I'm
Yes,
from.
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, but we're in Minnesota getting our shine on.
Yeah.
But that Flint water crisis is like I hate to touch on it, but it's crazy, you know.
Yeah,
it's like,
it is.
how can somebody be responsible for such an evil act? You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
just all throughout history, you know.
Yeah.
It's always been different things that have happened to our people.
yeah, magnanimous.
Just all throughout
Events.
the world, and that is like one of many, you know.
Exactly.
That's the reason why having a show like this,
Yeah.
you having your gift, me having my gift, it's so important to use it for good, to bring awareness, to bring
definitely.
healing, and to bring guidance, and to use our minds and the knowledge we do have. Because a lot of people have talent, but they leave the knowledge hidden just for riches, just for money, you know.
Yeah.
Because to dumb it down means more money,
Yeah.
but we have to bring that out, you know,
Yes.
because that Flint situation is it's really, really sad. And then me being from Michigan,
Yeah.
to see that, it's just like, I can't even really explain it. That's why all I can do is just react,
Yeah.
you know, opposed to just talking, actually, like, you know, putting out the quality formats of the arts to bring awareness to what's
Exactly.
going on, you know?
Exactly.
And just being out there, bringing that awareness to the people, man, you know?
Most
So
definitely.
big ups to the people in Flint, and my prayers goes out to all of them, for real.
Definitely. Flint Lives Matter. Man, oh my goodness. All we can do, we gonna keep y'all all uplifted in prayer.
Yes,
and
all of
we
you.
working on a solution
Totally.
behind the scenes. And so don't trip, y'all. Just hold your heads.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, it's
God
just about
is
it's about
good.
staying strong. Because
Exactly,
in life,
stay
you never
strong.
know what's gonna happen and what the
don't.
reason for it's gonna be.
Exactly.
But one thing we do know is how we can react to it.
Exactly.
You know? So yeah.
That's exactly right, brother.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think, what else, man? We got so much going on. Oh my goodness. I know you're such a busy man.
Yeah.
I'm just blessed to have you here with me.
Thank
right
you, brother.
now.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Man, you are always doing something. And I work, so I'm unable to attend majority of that stuff, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, we love to go out and support. So I believe
Yeah.
Charles has been able to make it though.
Yeah, he has.
So,
I've seen him out there repping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'm there in spirit, brother.
For sure,
Yes, sir.
definitely.
Because,
man.
you know,
To me, it's all about the intention.
Yep.
You know? Like if someone's not able to come, but they say I will,
Right.
or I want to,
Yep.
that's where the root starts at.
most definitely.
And then out of nowhere, they're there, you know?
Yep.
So the intention is the most important thing to me. The attendance is too, but it starts with the intention. So I appreciate that, man.
No problem. Man, at that Open Streets event that we had the pleasure of being security, you were doing your MC thing.
Yeah.
And was it the Fountain? Or what was that space called?
It was right across the street from the Capri Theater.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So Open Streets, right across the street from the Capri Theater.
Yeah.
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 As far as the exact title
the Fountain
of that spot, yeah.
Yeah, because Guitar Crazy was telling me that he does something there on every Friday or something.
Okay,
like they
yeah,
had the performances, but you were emceeing that space at that particular time.
Yeah, that event was presented by my company, The Avant-Garde, and Love Promotions.
Yeah.
And we connected with Broadway Liquor, because Broadway Liquor was one of the sponsors for it. So they're the ones who actually provided that space.
Okay.
So I brought artists from my end who I'm affiliated with, different poets.
Yeah, get the name dropping,
yes,
brother.
Yes, indeed.
Don't
so
hold
Joe
back.
Davis, never that.
Yep, Joe Davis.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Joe Davis, Essence Adams. Who else performed that day? Millie Gibson, Pierre Cool P. Douglas, who was a very funny comedian. And DJ Phoenix was on the ones and twos. So yeah, it was a real amazing time.
It really was.
Yeah, you know,
yes,
just when the people is out, it's summertime, you know, when everyone comes together regardless of the race, regardless of the culture, we come together in unison just to enjoy life, to enjoy messages. You know, that's what it's about.
It
Little
was a
children,
beautiful event.
Good food, that's life. Yeah.
Yes, sir. It was a beautiful event, and I was honored to be a part of it.
Right,
and
for sure.
you know, I'm looking forward to the rest of them though.
Definitely.
I heard they got a Open Streets Dinky Town coming.
Oh wow!
And
See,
we're trying to get it included in that too. So you should
totally,
definitely try to get in there.
Definitely, the people who put it on, I'm close with. So shout outs to John Boucher, Farrington Llewellyn. They're the ones who coordinated to put it on.
Yeah, Farrington is the one who got us incorporated.
Indeed, Farrington, real good
shout
brother.
out to Farrington.
Yes, real talented, real talented,
Chem Clan.
Yes, Chem Clan. They just featured
sir.
in a event that's that the Avant-Garde just put on called Super Live. At the Bedlam Lordstown. It was a hip hop and spoken word poetry event to show how synonymous hip hop and spoken word is, you know. So Chem Clan.
It's beautiful.
Big
man.
shout outs.
Big shout outs to Chem Clan. And I'm still waiting on them to give me the green light so they can be here.
Indeed.
Man, it's just so many people. Like, remember earlier I told you I got a list of plans? It's like, man, they're coming together though. Slowly but surely. In due time, you know. But this is a platform that I'm using to help get the word out about my friends that are doing positive, and I'm putting the spotlight on them because it's well deserved.
Thank you,
so,
brother.
No problem, brother.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said earlier, man, you blessed me by being here.
Thank you.
So,
I mean, but it's a blessing to be here. Like,
yes, sir.
Anytime that you're sought after to bring awareness or to present what you're doing, that's a blessing in itself. So thank you for providing the blessing for me to be here right now to speak about what I'm doing. So
you're welcome, brother.
Yeah.
And, so besides the Mad, what else you have in the works?
In the works, okay. So
your Avant-Garde, you gotta tell them more about that.
So the Avant-Garde is a music, arts, and entertainment production company showing the high-end aspect of the arts, you know, as far as like how I imagine it to be. I hosted an open mic for 2.5 years called the Poets Groove at the Blue Nile Restaurant and Lounge after I moved here from New York City. And each Tuesday, it was a weekly thing, I met so many amazing artists here, whether they were rappers, singers, dancers, visual artists, musicians. So I met the creme de la creme from like the top to the ones who are up and coming. And I told myself, if I ever start my own thing, I want to present what we have here within like those realms within the city, you know? And I'm a big fan of neo soul music, like Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Maxwell, D'Angelo, Slum Village, Jay Dilla, Tribe Called Quest, The Roots. Like, I'm like basically a nephew of all them,
Right,
you know?
right.
Like I'm like the next generation, keeping that torch alive, because they influenced me very, very much. So
Heavily.
so people who are fans of that type of diaspora, that's who it appeals to ultimately. But then that type of diaspora, people who are fans of other music like that too. So it creates this big jambalaya of flavor, music, and art. And we presented 6 concerts so far.
Okay.
A theatrical musical narrative called Expressions of Black Progression, where I played a narrator. Joe Davis played Langston Hughes, Dahlia Jones played Billie Holiday, and Travion Dunlap played Sam Cooke. And I presented about the history of the greatness of our people amongst the negatives that have gone on. We still have risen, we still have conquered, we still have moved forward, regardless. And it was at the State Theater. It was completely packed. So, and I will be releasing my album called To Remain, under the Avant-Garde moniker in business as a label imprint. So that's one
beautiful.
level. The other one, thank you.
Yeah.
The other is Hip Hop History and the Arts,
Okay.
which is a music and arts and life curriculum for the youth. And the arts in the sense of, like when I was a teen, there was so many aspirations I had. Like when you're young, it's like you can do as much as you can, and people tell you you're the
world is
future.
yours.
You know, exactly. You know, so I keep that as a part of my philosophy. When I speak to the youth of today, it's like you're born for a reason, you're here for a reason. Go out into the world. Exactly. Go out into the world and use your originality to just change the world and to liberate yourself and live in harmony, you know?
Amen,
so
brother.
on one side is the arts. You have youth who want to become rappers, who want to become singers, dancers, monologue writers,
They aspire
directors,
to be great.
even architects or even in sports. But it's like you have to study the history of what came before you, because without them, it wouldn't be no us. Without their sacrifices, without their pain, without their successes, without the risks that they took, it wouldn't even be no opportunities for me to even present what I'm presenting.
That's right.
So in humility, you have to respect that. And when you honor your history, it gives you more fuel to hone your own skills, to create a history for now, for people in the future to look up to and look after. It's really about legacy. So that's one element. The other element is the life component, teaching them about how to treat people, good citizenship, business management, but most importantly, the element of education. That's like the most important part of it, because for some reason, education has been taken to the back burner, especially within our community, you know? And then me coming from, like me coming from, you know, struggle, hard times. It was good times too, you know? But just within the district that I was in, just a lot of things that can hold you back. And you understand, we talked about it before the show, where we come from. And being able to still overcome that and graduate from Michigan State University, you know? I use that as a example and a testimony for them to look at, you know, and it's nothing better.
By the way.
Thank you, brother. I
didn't even know
that.
you was Michigan State.
Yeah, MSU,
graduate.
man. Yeah, shout out to the Spartans. You know?
Izzo in them.
In them, right?
Izzo.
The Flintstones too.
Yeah,
you know,
man,
Teen Cleaves and all them.
Sir. Mo Peak, shout out
Mo
to
Peak,
the Flintstones.
Indeed, indeed. You know, so so just teaching those two elements. And then it's different art projects that's created from it. I work with the Metropolitan Symphony Orchestra, to the High School for Recording Arts. We released an album called The Next Move that's out worldwide right now digitally, Amazon, iTunes, and it's in 3 record stores. Fifth Element.
Make sure y'all go get that.
Urban Lights and Electric Fetus.
Shout out to
and it's
Urban Lights and Electric Fetus.
Shout outs to them for giving that opportunity.
Yes.
And it's all student based, from the production to what's being written, and they're all speaking their minds. And then the second and third projects are music EPs. One is called My Generation, and the other is called Past and Present. Shout outs to DJ Mickey Breeze, who is a 15-year-old phenom, plays 5 instruments.
Wow.
He goes to the High School for Recording Arts right now, and he's a DJ. And he was the producer of all 5 songs on the Past and Present EP that's coming out, and assistant coordinator.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, it's just we have to cultivate our youth.
Most
and
definitely.
I get even more of honor out of that than everything else I do, you know? Because you're helping sculpt how they view the arts and how they view life. So later on in life, they can always say that your blueprint was something that got them started, and it'll remain forever. So
yeah, it's an honor to be able to mold young minds.
exactly,
And influence them positively, though.
totally,
Man,
positively, most
it's such
definitely.
an honor, man.
That's what, because it gives us life to
Exactly.
do that, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Most definitely. So that's one of my main hashtags. I'll be like, to God be the glory in the story. Charles's church is to God be the glory international.
Indeed.
Divine.
Yeah, I mean, the
It's
divine is
divine,
where
like,
it all starts, man. Yeah,
yeah.
so definitely God gets all of the glory. Anytime I get props,
Most
I
definitely.
give it right to God every
You
time,
have to.
man. I'm
You
just
have to.
flesh and bone in a vessel. That's it.
That's right.
You know,
That's
God
right.
gets the rest.
Yep, and I'm a tool for God.
That's
That's
it,
what I came in with that earlier before we got into it. I'm like, we're tools.
That's all.
What better than to be a tool for God? There's nothing. I swear.
Nothing.
There's nothing.
And as much as you always keep, because that's the foundation
Exactly.
of who I am, you know, and you know, success can bring just certain ways of forgetting that.
Yeah,
you know,
if you let it.
When you get props and you
can
get
get
all this,
sidetracked easily.
totally, yeah.
Yeah.
But I always try to just stay grounded
Most definitely.
within that, you know. And I'm human like the next man. See,
Exactly.
anytime I speak about that, I always bring it back to I'm human, because I think
Right.
that brings people more in
Yep.
than if you just preaching and not speaking about, you know, if you had any failures,
Oh,
or
yeah.
a downfall that you
Nobody's
had
perfect.
to overcome. Because
Right.
the more you do that, the more people will listen. The more you
Yep.
focus on what everyone is going through. You
Yep.
know, I'm in it just like whoever's watching, you know.
Yep,
But I
exactly.
will say that God has definitely been my guiding light throughout my whole life, and I found my own salvation.
Yep.
I believe that it is it's a solo mission you have to take to find God and get the relationship for yourself. And if you don't do that, then you always wonder, you know.
Right.
So yeah, definitely to God be the glory.
Amen, brother.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. To
Yeah.
God be the glory in the story.
Exactly.
That's,
Exactly.
Man, I got so many hashtags. It's crazy. My pastor be like, how many hashtags you got? I never bothered to count them.
Right.
Like, I'm just constantly coming up
It's like the
with 'em.
RZA.
Yeah.
You know, he has so many aliases, so
Yeah.
many nicknames.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Wilcho. NY ties, though. My mom's from Brooklyn. I told you
Oh,
about
she
that, too,
is.
son. Right?
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
he said son too.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
had to throw
lingo.
that in there.
Son.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got
But yeah, my family on my dad's side is from Barbados.
Okay.
Caribbean. Along with that, they're all in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
So I lived in
what's up.
Brooklyn for 3 years.
Brooklyn Zoo. Shout out to
Exactly.
Brooklyn Zoo.
Shout out to
Yeah,
BK,
all
Flatbush.
all my relatives.
Yeah, Bushwick,
It's too many
Gates
to name.
Avenue, the whole borough. Shout out to
Yeah.
New York City.
Yep,
Shout out to the Twin
NY.
Cities. Shout out to the whole world, you know.
Hey, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right, to the whole world. Because
Yeah.
we're all unified in family. But,
Exactly.
You know, because agape love is you love everybody.
Yeah,
So it's like, that's the love that I'm all about.
totally, exactly.
Anybody that I don't know, I feel like we are connected by the Creator, because God is the Father of all of us.
Right.
We're all His children. We're all
Exactly.
related. So it's like,
Exactly.
why is it a such thing as racism in existence?
I mean,
I'm baffled. I'm
man, as
perplexed.
much as I come from, you know, a mostly black, you know, area from where I
Right.
was born. That's why I think the arts and I think sports, because it takes you to different places to where you
Broadens
can
your
meet people of
horizons.
other cultures,
Right.
to let you know that we're all alike. When I was younger, you know, my friend Matt, you know, he has a Mexican family, and I used to play basketball in the Gus Macker and in tournaments, you know.
Yeah.
And
Gus Macker.
exactly.
You know I know about
and we'd
that.
stay the night like at Matt's house, you know.
Okay.
Just the whole team, you know, and
Yeah.
it would be super fun, you know, 'cause
Right.
we talk about school and sports.
Nothing
I was
like
like
those
12 years old.
sleepovers, yep.
Exactly,
Nothing like those
sleepovers, man.
sleepovers,
And you know, his mom would make, you know, really nice Mexican dinners, and right down the street from where I stayed, you know, in North Lansing, it's probably still like that now. It was like mostly Mexican, you know?
Yeah.
So I was able to see like, you know, a whole other culture, you know? And then it was some, you know, white kids that, you know, that was a part of it. So we definitely are one, you know? And I see in youth and in even little kids, you know, they, since the world hasn't gotten to them yet, they are oblivious to racism until it's taught to them. you know?
Exactly.
Because that's how it was
exactly
with me, you know, until you have a situation that lets you know what's going on when you're little, then that lets you know, oh, this world is, you know, it is corruption going on, you know? So from then on, it comes down to how you deal with it, how much you educate yourself. So I'm glad I had those beginnings amongst the negatives. There was some positives, you know, that came through sports and through the arts. And that showed me that we're all alike, period, man.
That's right, brother.
But along with that, I think it's very important to know your history, whatever culture you are. But me as a man of Afro-Caribbean descent, you know, when I found out about who we really are, you know, as kings, as queens, our ancestry, what we've overcame, just the real history, it just locked and sealed in me for the rest of my life, even up to this point right now, you know. It's like I have a clear view on who I am and what the world is, and it all equals optimism. That's why with what I create, it's shrouded in optimism, you know, in solutions instead of complaining or instead of focusing on the problem, you know. That's what it is. But I think it comes from just throughout the years, overcoming and connecting with like minds, you know. So yeah, we definitely are all God's children, you know, and we have to stay childlike in how we serve God, you know. That right there is, you know, it's authority that you have to answer to.
Exactly.
Even as a grown-up to God.
On high.
Exactly.
Authority on high.
And it keeps your life just balanced, man. Because there's so many traps and pitfalls and deceptions and, you know, out there to trap you, you know. And if you really think about it, a lot of problems can come down to yourself outside of what's around you, you know. If you really just focus on the mistakes you've made and the mistakes you're making, if you clean all that up, it could be pretty smooth sailing for you, because it starts and ends with the self, you know. So
yes, sir.
Yeah,
most definitely. So I got so much.
Talk to me, man. What's up? We here.
I'm thinking of like Travion and Amani were my last guests, but I had Joe on the show too.
Nice.
I'm trying to get
my whole
Rodney.
family. Yeah, Joe, Travion.
Shout out to Mac House.
Indeed,
yeah,
shout out to Mac House too. Yeah,
I didn't want to bring it up right then because you know you were in the middle of a thought, so I had to remember it. I was like, oh, I want to mention them. I got
right, indeed.
Man, yes, sir.
Yes.
And Joe Davis is Brother Empowered.
Yeah.
Yep. Finally had the pleasure of having him on the show.
Nice.
And so yeah,
that's my brother from another, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
me
sir.
and Joe have worked on a lot of different projects.
Yeah, I can just imagine.
Together,
man.
That's kindred spirit.
The play thing, man, I gotta go to the next one. I'm
Yeah,
sad I missed that.
Yeah, it's some stuff that's under wraps.
Right.
Yeah, it's some stuff under wraps that's being planned. But people still talk about it to this day. It was
bad, man. That's
I can't even explain. I can't explain it, man. Some things can't be explained.
Right.
And I'm not gonna explain it. I will say though that I want to thank, you know, the whole Twin Cities for coming out, because it was 2,000 strong.
That's what's up.
And it's not about us, you know. It's about the message.
Yeah.
It's about what resonates with the children, with our elders, and with our peers, you know, as far as the message that we brought about the greatness of who we are, you know, as a people. So
that's right. And so Dahlia, I had the pleasure of meeting her at what was it, the same day as the Fathers and Family Festival.
Yeah.
We went over to check Joe out at his function, which was it was a fashion show, poetry thing. I don't know. I don't believe that you made it, but it was the same day as the Fathers and Families Festival. So we did that. We were getting people registered to vote, and then we went and checked out Joe, and I had the pleasure of meeting Dahlia. I told her, I'm like, I want you to do my show. She started to put her number in my phone, and then was like, I'm going to have my mom call you or whatever. And that's how that went. And I told Joe, I was like, tell Dahlia. Dahlia, I still want you to do my show. Now look.
I could contact her.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm
'cause
like,
Dahlia, she's a
yeah,
part of the
right.
family too.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, we gonna make that happen.
Yeah.
Dahlia, you'll be here.
Right.
Angela and Dahlia.
Yep.
You see the
Yep.
setting? This is nice.
I told Joe, I was like, man, I felt bad because it's just like she's one of the people. She performed, and I was just like taken back. Man.
I mean, she was on American Idol.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah,
she's doing her thing, man. Big ups to Dahlia.
Yeah, big ups to Dahlia.
Yeah,
she
man.
played Billie Holiday.
Right.
In Expressions of Black Progression. So,
yeah, man.
Yeah, very talented.
Can we see that on YouTube or anything? Is it available online somewhere?
Well, for the event, it was like a one-time thing, and they had
Yeah.
like big sponsors like the Hennepin Theater Trust.
Right.
You know? So with that, they have control of,
Okay.
you know,
that
what's
production.
filmed. Because
Right.
that was like on some state theater.
Right.
Next level.
Right.
So that's left in their hands. And
Okay.
as far as the actual production, it wasn't filmed in that sense, you know. And I'm kind of glad too, because it stays within that memory as far as
Right.
like the beginning of it, you know.
Right.
That keeps it in its rawest form, the
Exactly.
mystique of it.
Exactly.
But as we go along, definitely, it's some plans to document it.
Oh yeah.
Totally,
Most
yeah, some
definitely.
plans with that one.
Most definitely. Yeah, because you know, I automatically am going to like, did they document it?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, because it was definitely worthy of
Thank you.
documentation.
Yeah.
And I just feel left out, pretty much. But man, like I said, everything that's coming up in the future, we're gonna have to stay connected.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
Speaking of coming up in the future, I just started a nighttime social called the Vibe Out Suite.
Yeah.
This is on like a whole other level of just kicking back, cooling it, grooving, dancing, conversation. It's live painting by Kenneth Caldwell, who's one of the top live painters.
That's what's up.
DJ Phoenix is on the ones and twos.
Okay.
And the music that's played, bruh, we're playing artists like Badu, Erykah Badu, out of big speakers.
Yep.
Maxwell, you know,
Right.
D'Angelo, Jill Scott, Music Soul Child, Janelle Monáe, International Soul, some soul music you probably never heard of, but that you really be interested in when you hear it.
Right.
You know, and the hip hop we're playing is like hip hop from the soul, you know? It's so dope to see people dance to like hip hop that's like actual musically inclined, you
Right,
know?
right.
Like Tribe Called Quest,
Yep.
Slum Village. You know, we throw a little bit of Biggie in there, you know, a little bit of Busta Rhymes in there, like, you know, the One More Chance remix, you know, or Put Your Hands on My Eye, just taking you to that essence. And SWV, the Human Nature, Michael Jackson Human Nature remix for Right Here, just really taking you to that place. Then we're playing house. It's so live, you know.
Yeah,
and for the people who are homebodies, who are very particular with where they go out to,
Right.
for the people who are fans of neo soul and just eclectic groove, for couples like you and your wife, y'all are going there and be cooling it. Y'all find a corner and just cool it. You know what I mean? It's at Faces, Mears Park, in downtown and Lower Town area, St. Paul.
Okay.
And it's just a whole new way of having a good time in the nightlife in the Twin Cities, and so many people are excited
Been
about
long overdue, brother.
I mean,
congratulations.
I just want to stay.
And thank you.
Yeah, I just want to stay modest about it, you
Right.
know. But I do want to say though, it's beautiful when people like. I love just sitting back and just watching everybody within the moment, just really enjoying. You can tell it ain't just chilling. Just I'm here, you know.
Right.
Because I don't like settings that's not intimate. I don't like settings you go out and you can't really engage in real conversation.
Right.
You know, it's just, you know. But this right here, I promise everyone out there, the Vibe Out Suite, every second and fourth Saturday is something totally new by the Avant-Garde for the whole Twin Cities to engage in. And this show will probably be aired either before or after this next event, but the Avant-Garde is presenting an after party for the Prince tribute concert.
Oh, yeah, I saw that
the Excel
also.
Energy Center,
Yep. That's what's up, man.
It's gonna be live. An artist named Vibo M, who's from Pittsburgh. She's in the Twin Cities now. One of the best kept secrets. She's so dynamic. She danced with this Alvin Ailey styled
Okay.
program called Two Dance. She models, her whole, bro, she's on another level. And then Bree Turner, she's a lead singer for the well-known Twin Cities band MPLS.
Okay.
And a gentleman by the name of Chris Lawrence, who's affiliated with Pitbull, and the producer from Naughty by Nature, I forgot his name, but they have a new thing going on. And Tim, who owns Urban Lights, is his manager.
Okay.
They're all doing amazing things. I'll be hosting, and DJ Hanwhat, you know, the St. Paul representative, will be on the ones and twos, and that'll be at the Amsterdam Bar and Hall.
Okay.
$10 at Ticketfly or at the door. And yeah, that event is a dream come true, because what Prince represented,
Right.
you can't even put nothing on it. It's just a true honor to even live in the same city.
He's
he
an
comes
icon,
from.
right. Right.
I can't even explain it. Like I said, some things
honored.
can't be explained. Yeah,
Right.
it's just
I'm
the
honored.
feel. Yeah. So
Sorry, I never had a chance to meet you, sir.
yeah,
Man,
I saw Prince once. I was walking down the street with a friend, and I lived here my last year of high school.
Okay.
You know, and Prince was right in front of Glam Slam in like this mini sports vehicle. You know, we walking down the street and looked in the window. Was like, is that Prince?
Right.
You know, and he looked at us. You know, and then there was this garage that opened up, and then he drove his car into you know, the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. That was my only time seeing Prince. But come on, man, you gotta.
Yeah.
Prince is.
Well, at least you got a Prince story.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and I hosted at Paisley Park After Dark once.
Okay.
And I was fortunately a performer in 2 Prince tributes, the one at Sabathany at the Community Center, and the one that Bedlam Lower Town put on. So, so to be a part of the Twin Cities community, and to be able to do that as a representative of music, I can't even put words on it.
It's an honor.
It's an honor
Yes.
and a true blessing, man.
Yes,
So,
indeed.
rest in paradise, Prince. We love you. We love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
You are greatly missed and loved, sir.
Indeed,
Man.
indeed. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm thinking I made my acting debut by working with Northwest Community Television.
Okay.
And so
yeah.
have you touched on that?
Yeah, I've acted in, it's funny, a year after moving here from Brooklyn, I acted in a theater show called Once Upon a River, directed by Harry Waters Jr.
Okay.
I played 2 villains. Well, they were like alter egos of each other.
Okay.
One was Mr. Willis, one was Prince Aubergine, and I had a purple suit, you know? Prince Aubergine was like, he was bringing construction near the Mississippi River, you know?
Okay.
And the people, they were against that construction that he was bringing, you know?
So that's
and then
pollution.
Mr. Willis was bringing it, and then Prince
Okay.
Aubergine was the alter ego of Mr. Willis. And there was a woman that was trying to stop Mr. Willis, you know? And she fell and hit her head, and she was in a dream world where Prince Aubergine was trying to like stop her in there. And then she ended up showing him what the people wanted, you know? The natural element of what everything comes from within the city. He ended up realizing that. They ended up becoming friends. So when she woke back up, Mr. Willis realized it too. And then they ended up being cool, and he stopped the construction from happening.
Right.
It was dope. So that's one
Sounds like
joint. I directed a youth theater show called the Youth Performance Series, Act 1 through 5, when I taught at Watershed High School. And that was a show that showed my students in different lights. So it was skits that they acted in that had to do with them being teenagers, dealing with life, overcoming struggles. Then I wanted them to draw pictures and paint pictures that had to do with their life philosophy and explain it. And they did one spoken word poem. So this was all within like one show for 5 different
that's
acts.
Quite the production, my brother.
Yeah.
I'm just like.
And then Expressions of Black Progression at the State Theater I directed.
Okay.
And I'm the musical director for a stage play called Steel Storm that's directed by Tina Toynes and Gigi Tillis, music and sounds director for that. So yeah, man, that world of theater, it's an amazing world, man. Amazing world. Yeah, I respect it. And it just, as an MC, it makes me just even more just cultivated.
Yeah,
as
man.
far as what I write, how I write it,
Yeah.
even how I perform.
Your
you know?
stage presence, that's what I was just gonna get to. Your stage presence, you demand attention.
Thank you.
Crowd participation.
Yeah.
All that, man. You do your
Word.
thing, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, performing,
Mm-hmm.
that's about the moment, you
Right.
know. Even right now, this is a moment.
Yep.
So I'm just putting as much out into it, But when you perform, it's just like you can actually change how someone thinks just from one performance. You can heal someone just through one performance. You can provide inspiration, but it depends on how much you give.
Right.
And then when you're an artist who's up and coming, because my album's being mixed right now. It's fully recorded. My debut album,
Okay.
2 Remain, that'll be out in the near future. So when it's songs people
coming.
never, yes, indeed, it's on its way.
Yeah.
But when it's people who never heard you, or even probably never seen you,
Right.
and they still get a connection with the instrumentals, with the words, with the presence. Come on, man, that's what it's all about.
It is. There's nothing like it, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I teach my students that too.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. Now, how long have you been teaching?
well, when I moved, in New York, I taught with a program called the Hip.Hop Project.
Okay.
Shout out to Chris Kazi-Roll. He was my mentor
Okay.
in helping me on how to inject my philosophy into a way to express it in education.
Yeah. Shout out to the Hip Hop Project.
Exactly,
Yeah.
in Brooklyn, New York. So I taught at Boys High School in Marcy, actually, right across the street from Marcy Projects,
Okay.
where Jay-Z comes
Yes,
from. So every time
sir.
I leave, I see Jay.
What? Yep. Yep.
Crazy. But so that's where I started at.
Okay.
But then Kazi told me one day, you're going to start your own. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't believe him. Because in New York, I was on a major label called Koch Records.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Opened up for everybody.
Okay.
Most Def, Talib Kweli, Raekwon,
Black Star.
Wu-Tang. Yeah,
Yeah.
KRS-One, like
Wow.
Dead Pret, all types of people,
Yeah.
But it's ill because teaching is what brought me the most fortune,
Yeah.
out of everything. You
Wow.
think he's on a major label, he's on a
Mm-hmm.
BET commercial and all that. But teaching is what brought the most. So when I moved here, I wanted to focus on that element as far as what could be the best way that I can put out, my education side,
Yeah.
along with that, build a business to where revenue is streaming. So, it's been a cool run. So I started in New York, and then when I moved here, I had to put that to the side and just get a regular job,
Yep.
and then build up. So I started Hip Hop History and the Arts in 2012, and then from there, it just started to grow. I taught it after school at Sojourner Truth Academy when I worked there.
Okay.
And then from there, 4-H youth program with the University of Minnesota, Green Central Community Center, North Central University. I had a 1-week program. I taught it there. Then it grew and grew into
Right,
Watershed.
evolved.
Urban Arts Academy. There's so many other places I'm missing.
Wow.
But now I teach as an independent contractor
Okay.
in different schools all throughout the Twin Cities. Minneapolis public schools, charter schools, alternative schools.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just a blessing, man. Yeah.
Yes,
Hip Hop
indeed.
History and the Arts.
So, in Michigan, I had the pleasure of being part of the first all-black Boy Scout troop.
Wow. I was a Boy Scout too.
317. I felt that.
Yeah.
But,
Tiger Cubs.
it was
Weeblo.
Troop 317, and
Mm-hmm.
man, that was another foundation
Yeah.
builder for me,
my
man.
goodness,
Because
totally.
you know what Boy Scouts entail. So
Yeah, it's discipline.
Exactly,
Discipline, man.
exactly.
Yeah.
And man, it wasn't nothing like going to Boy Scout camp.
I know. Or even
Yep.
karate. Like I was
Yeah.
in Taekwondo when I was younger.
Yep.
All of those different elements.
Yeah.
Now that I'm older, I see why they exist,
Right.
To instill value.
Exactly.
In disguise of Boy Scouts, or in disguise of Taekwondo, or in disguise of sports,
Exactly.
So if I ever have kids, man, definitely it's gonna be some programs
Most
that
definitely.
they'll be in to instill.
Yep, that structure, mandatory.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
Indeed,
Yeah.
indeed. So, man, I'm trying to think. Is there anything that we didn't touch on that you would like to elaborate on?
Yeah, we pretty much touched base on a lot. I
Yeah.
will say that my album is called To Remain.
To remain. It's coming.
It's coming. And
So,
it's been a very long road, you know.
yeah. I can just
Because
imagine, bro.
MCing and being a hip hop artist, people who really know me
Yeah.
and where I'm from, to them it's a long time coming. It's like you should have had like 5 albums out, toured the world, all that, you know.
Right.
But you know, we all have our own journey,
Yeah.
and timing is a big factor. And I'm able to release it under my own moniker. You know,
Right.
I was able to see how it is to be an artist on a label.
Yeah.
You know, and that wasn't the route. You know, and to be honest, I never thought I'd step back into doing music. When I started the avant-garde, I thought it would just be me behind the table. You
Right.
know, but that bug, man, it gets to you,
Yeah.
and the calling gets louder. You know.
Yes.
And everything
indeed.
else is a part of my calling, but, you know, I'm an MC, a hip hop
heart.
artist,
Yes, sir.
to the core, you know, and so this one is personal.
Oh yeah.
It's way beyond, oh, I just have an album coming out. It's
Right.
deep, man.
Yeah.
You know, because it goes back to my teenage years, my college years,
Right.
my years in New York, and just my story.
Yeah.
So when that comes out, that's when it'll be out there as far as, you know, my story,
Right.
my testimony. So it's yeah, man. To Remain will be coming out. Yeah.
In store soon, so make sure y'all go check it out.
Well,
Or
we say
go
soon,
pick it up.
you know.
Right.
I will say
I'm like,
it's
what's
being
the
mixed,
ETA,
it's being
right?
mixed and mastered,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
Because you
so-
say soon, people be
Yeah,
expecting
yeah,
soon,
right,
like the
right,
definition
right,
is soon.
Right. In
But
due time.
I will say that the recording process is finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're just working on it being mixed and mastered.
It's
and,
coming along nicely, and so y'all
Yeah,
just
yep.
hold tight.
I will say too that Joe Davis is featured on it.
Okay.
Dahlia Jones, Travion Dunlap,
Yeah.
Alicia Cloman, and it is an all-star cast of Twin Cities hip hop producers.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
Tech,
what's up.
OD, Mike the Martyr, Medium Zach, Katra K, G.Mo, Leonard Crawford, and my boy Donald Martin, Donald Most.
Okay.
He made 2 tracks. He's from Washington, D.C.
Oh, wow.
And I worked with him when I was in New York, so it's a heavy project, man. I'm touching base on everything. Yeah,
Yeah, everything. That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait to hear it. I'm just
Thank you.
excited from hearing it.
Thank
hearing you talk about it.
Word.
I'm just like, oh, I'm intrigued.
you.
Yeah,
Man,
man, because
bro.
Joe Davis, Travion, Dunlap.
Yeah, Dahlia.
Man, those are my dudes.
Yeah,
man.
yo, they're
bro.
all featured on the project,
That's
and
what's up.
it's a blessing because they all
Yeah.
brought it, you know, and yeah, it's about to be on. I'm trying to think if there's anyone I left out. Oh yeah, Louis Tillman and Justin Halverson, they're both a part of Joe Davis's band called
Okay.
Poetic Diaspora, and they're featured on it, you know.
Yeah,
So
well,
that whole abyss of people within the
Yeah.
community is it's like a extended family to me.
right. I had the pleasure of meeting Travion and Imani at the Redeemer block party, their annual
Yeah.
block party.
Yeah, yeah.
So I filmed that, and that's
Word.
one of the episodes of What's Good on location. So, I mean, I ended up using all the footage. It ended up being like 122 minutes because I didn't want to take anything away from it. It was such a
Exactly.
beautiful event
Oh yeah,
and
even though I
experience.
wasn't there, I know it was dope.
Yeah,
You know,
so,
'cause
but you can check it out. It's gonna feel like you was there.
it's gonna feel like because
Yeah.
of the work you put into
exactly.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you gonna feel
That's
like
an art
you was
right there, working in
brother.
film, bro.
I did not want to take too much out. That's why we usually keep things to like 60 minutes.
Yeah.
But I left it.
That
for
one you
the
had to be-
whole- Yeah, 122, cause they
You released it already too?
Yeah, it's been uploaded to YouTube. I did that project like ASAP right after because
right.
I had the editing time. So, Oh man, it just depends on if I have editing time that I can utilize.
Right.
So
I understand.
I'm gonna check as soon as we done with this though.
Yeah.
Cause I'm trying to get this uploaded ASAP too.
Yeah,
brother.
editing room is real.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I still have the Joe Davis project to do, the Travion and Amani project to do.
Yeah.
Man, it's like I'm backed up with work.
Yeah.
Man, this is secondary, but it should be primary though. And I know
Totally.
it's my calling.
Of course, look.
Yeah.
Man, you got a vase on the table.
Yeah.
Combo's been so live, I haven't even taken a sip yet.
Right. He said you
know?
got a vase on the table.
Yeah, man,
it's
you got
deeper
the
than the
rustic.
vase.
Everybody, look at this. Look
Yeah.
at this setting. I mean,
Oh,
it's very
I came up with
artistic.
this.
You got the brick
Yep,
right
yep.
there, and the wood
Yes,
here.
sir.
And come on, man, this
Yes,
is
sir.
your show.
I
man.
appreciate
Yeah,
you
this is
pointing
fly.
out that
This is
that
fly.
artistic side of me.
Yeah, man, you
Yes,
have a lot
sir.
of,
Yes,
it's
sir.
smooth, man. Congratulations.
What's up?
It's dope.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Man, the from wood to bricks.
Exactly, right?
That's what I did. I was like wood to bricks. Yeah, and you peeped that though. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
And even that small little piece, like
Yeah, I'm big on
Yeah.
ambiance. you
Yes,
know?
sir.
Especially
I know.
presenting events, you have
Yep.
to pay attention to all that stuff.
Yes,
Because that
sir.
adds to the experience.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So,
Most
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
I knew you would appreciate the ambiance of the set.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
fly.
sir.
It's
Yes,
even
sir.
the studio.
I can't wait till you see
Live.
my regular set though.
Oh, word?
Yeah, because I told you I just threw this together.
Yeah.
'Cause
I know.
it
I was in
such
here when you was
last
throwing it
minute.
together.
Yeah, exactly. You got to experience
And
part
they
of my
wouldn't have
creation.
known, too.
Yep.
If you wouldn't have said it, they wouldn't have
Right,
known. I
right.
bet they looking at it right now like, yo, it's a fly setting. Like,
Yeah.
it look like we outside or something.
They need to pay attention to that. Exactly. We could be outside.
Yeah,
Right.
we probably are outside.
Right. Well, what's back there? they don't know. Yeah. It's just the sleight of hand thing. Like
Exactly.
how magicians can. It's all about how you turn something into something else.
Exactly,
Yep.
yeah.
The perception.
And when I met you, I didn't even know you had a show.
I know. It didn't even
I
come
had
up.
no clue. That
It
just
didn't
shows
even
you
come
never
up.
know like
Yeah.
what the people do,
That's
know,
right.
and you stay cool,
Yeah.
you know, and then they have you in mind for something.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, he got a shot.
Right. And I told Charles right away, I'm like, man, I gotta get him on the show.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of course.
You hit me on the fly too, like
Yep.
hit me up this morning.
Yeah.
And, I was like, yo, like I said, what y'all do if I got time for it,
Yes, sir.
then I'm in the building, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I rock with what y'all do, man. Growth and development, man.
Yes, sir.
That's what this is all.
And the feeling's mutual, brother.
Growth and brothers
It's
empowerment.
brothers empowerment.
Brothers
And
empowerment.
growth and empowerment.
Yeah, you can edit that part out. That's what.
Yeah. It's all good. But I definitely will.
Because I worked in film too,
Yeah, yeah. The power of the editing
Oh, my
process.
goodness, yeah.
It's gonna be done, brother. You ain't got nothing to worry about. It's all good. Well, man, I'm looking forward to having you back for the updates.
For
'Cause,
sure.
man, you always got something going on, brother. And,
Yeah.
man, just so proud, and it's a beautiful thing that you're doing, brother.
Thank you, bro.
With your avant-garde.
Thank you, brother.
Vibe out.
The Vibe
Man,
Out Sweet.
The Vibe Out Sweet. Y'all have to go check him out in his element.
Telling y'all, it's something nice and it's all for the people. That's the main thing. It's
Yes,
just it's
sir.
all for the people, man.
Yes, sir.
Anything, anyone, every single person that supports me, I highly appreciate, man.
No doubt.
You know, to drive.
Right.
Like you actually have to like get in your car and like turn the car on
Right.
and actually drive on the highway, get out the car, go to the place,
Yep.
pay your earned money,
Right.
have a good time, go back to your car, and actually drive back home. Like,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So for people to do that,
right.
come on, man. You gotta appreciate that if
That's
you're the presenter.
dedication right there.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. You gotta, if people are, putting in time, to
Yeah.
appreciate what you're doing.
Time is the most precious thing that we as human beings have.
Exactly, man.
It's priceless.
Yeah, and my dad tells me time since past shall never be again.
That's
so
right.
you have to take advantage of the time that you do have. 'Cause
Exactly.
nothing will ever happen again, you know.
You got to make the most of
And
it.
it's never too late. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what the world tells you.
Yep.
Because right when you believe you can do it, it's done.
That's right.
It's
You
done.
believe it, you can achieve it.
Exactly.
I live by
And I
that.
know you, me, and everyone watching this can relate with that in the sense of it could be something you probably thought you couldn't do because it seemed too much, you know.
Yeah.
But when you finally or actually did it, you ended up doing more than what you ever could imagine. So
Exactly.
imagine if you keep that same mind state
Yeah.
all the time and fight
Exactly.
off if it's any fears or anxieties or any doubts.
Exactly.
Man, you'd be way further.
Unstoppable.
You'd be more farther than where you'd even think in a small amount of time. Because
That's
right
right.
when you start, that's when God comes in. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And
Takes the wheel.
amazing things can happen,
Yeah.
man. Amazing things, you know. So yeah.
The blessings in abundance begin to overflow.
Exactly.
Your cup overflows.
Exactly.
And then you got a flood on your hands. Straight up, because God will do it. Won't He
Yeah.
do it? Man, yes, He
The
will.
reason why blood's flowing in my veins and my
Yes.
heart's pounding and I got my
Yes.
sight and come on, man, we're blessed,
Yes.
man. We have to
Yes,
bask
indeed.
in that.
Yes,
For
indeed.
real.
Most
We have to
definitely.
bask in knowing that and staying positive minded, optimistic, you know. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
God is good.
All the time.
And all the time.
God is good. Yes, sir. Most definitely. Most
Yeah.
definitely. Well, man, I thank you for blessing me yet again. I can't say it enough, brother. Man, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
And blessings in abundance to you.
Thank you.
And I wish you continued success.
Thank
I
you.
know you going to.
And I just want to say to you too, man, you know, you got a great spirit, you know, and a spirit like that can bring so much inspiration to millions, you
Yes,
know.
sir.
So just keep that up, bro, for real.
Yeah, you know it.
Because
Most
it
definitely.
shines very, very bright.
Yes, sir.
So with that spirit, with what you're doing with the film, photog, and with
yep.
this show, you keep that, bro. I promise you, it'll go very, very far, you know.
Oh,
So, you know, thank you for the blessing of bringing me on, you know, and just having
yes.
that type of spirit, because it's very important.
No
And it's rare too.
Yeah.
I want to let you know that, like, on cameras, it's very rare, you know?
Yeah.
So just keep that rarity, let it shine, bro, and the
Yeah.
right things will come to you,
Oh, yeah.
the right people, and
Most
this will, you know, will
Most
get even more, you know, in abundance, you know? So, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Appreciate you, man.
Man, I appreciate you back,
Thank you,
brother.
brother. Appreciate you, man.
No
Yeah.
doubt, no doubt.
For sure. Yeah.
So, I guess we can wrap.
All right.
Yeah.
Peace and love, y'all.
I'm about to take off my mic.
Can I shout out real quick?
Thank you for joining us for What's Good, what's God's ultimate design for all mankind.
And I just want to say, go to www.theavantgardeis.com for all information regarding what's going on with the avant-garde. www.theavantgardeis.com. Much love. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
All right.